Congressman Ryan had a little downtime today, and he also spent some time with Governor Romney out here on the floor. He and Governor Romney were on the convention floor visiting friends and staff members. There was a brief moment for a picture caught by all the TV cameras, and just after that, I caught up with Congressman Ryan. I started by asking him about coming out on stage last night. Last night you came out, you looked at first a little emotional. You talked about your mom and your dad who passed when you were 16, and then most people said mid-speech you really caught your stride. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, you know, once I crack a joke, then I kind of got more into relaxing mode. You know, I came out and the first thing I saw was my family. You know, the hall's not all that big. So I saw Jana, Liza, Sam, Charlie, and my mom. And it was a moment. They were waving to me, so it was a moment.
What'd you feel like? I mean, when you got to the part where you were kind of hitting on the economy, it seemed like you...
Yeah, we owe the country a very clear choice. It's not going in the right direction. I think President Obama has offered us failed leadership. He's ducking the tough issues. He's distorting in order to try and divide the country to win by default. And we're not going to fall for it. We're going to offer the country bold solutions. That's what the Romney Plan for a Stronger Middle Class is all about, providing the leadership that is needed to get people back to work, preventing a debt crisis, and fixing the problems before they get out of our control in this country.
Can this election be that election? Absolutely. Even if it's as negative as it has been?
I believe it can. Look, I think a lot of I'm obviously one side of the coin here, but the president cannot run on his record. 42 months of unemployment above 8%, 23 million people struggling to find work, the highest poverty rates in a generation. He doesn't have anything to brag about there. So then he's going to try and sink this campaign into a distortion race, try and beat us up so that it's a choice of lesser of two evils. We're not going to fall for that. We're going to give the country clear ideas. That's what Mitt's going to do tonight. He's going to talk about his plan for a stronger middle class, how to get people back to work, how to have higher take-home pay, how to get economic growth, how to get this debt under control, because the debt is a huge drag on our economy today, and it ruins our children's future. And so that takes leadership. It takes people of commitment, of courage, of leadership. The president has ducked. He's dodged. He hasn't offered the kind of leadership we need. And that means we give the country a legitimate choice of two futures. That's our obligation. We feel we owe the country. We're going to do that, and I think people will enjoy that.
Congressman, many pundits said you did a great job in the speech. There were some who were very critical. And
let me guess, Democrats.
Yes, and the Obama campaign specifically.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Pointed to fact checks, they said, on a couple of points. And I want to get you to respond.
Sure.
About the GM plant that you said closed, and that the president said in 2008 would be here for another 100 years. You quoted that in your speech. Right. We just ran a piece with the back and forth on that. They say it actually shut down December 23rd, 2008 in the Bush administration.
My point is, President Obama did this all around the country. He came to our town, went to our plant, and said, this will be open another 100 years. We get the government to support you. President Obama won the election. He put his policies in place. This plant is closed. A lot of my buddies from high school are out of work. So what this is a story of is all the empty promises by the Obama campaign, which are now broken promises in the Obama presidency. This is one more example of how the president said all these things that he was going to do when he ran for president, and then didn't do these things when he became president. This is a perfect example of the broken promises. He said he was going to cut the deficit in half in 4 years. He didn't do that. He said he wouldn't let unemployment from going above 8%. He didn't do that.
So even though the plant was going to close, or closed in part...
The point is, President Obama came to our town, to our plant, and said, we're going to have this plant open for another 100 years.
On the Deficit and Debt Commission, Simpson-Bowles, right. You were on that commission. You gave the president some grief in that speech about not leading on it, by doing nothing and dodging and demagoguing. You voted against Simpson-Bowles.
Read the next paragraph of my speech.
Right.
Next paragraph of my speech shows we offered solutions. We offered alternatives. If I didn't like this plan, then what I ought to do as a leader is offer my plan. That's what we did in the House. The president discarded this plan and did nothing. He did nothing at all. So if he didn't like Simpson-Bowles, he disavowed it, then his obligation as a leader...
Why didn't you like it?
It didn't fix health care. It didn't... The administration, I believe, did not allow the Simpson-Bowles plan to deal with health care entitlements or health care That's the biggest driver of our debt in the future. I didn't want to go home to my constituents and tell them I solved the debt crisis when I know I didn't. I don't want to see a plan pass in Washington where the people high-five each other at a press conference when they know they didn't actually fix the problem. I want to fix the problem. And so what we did was we took all the good ideas from the Simpson-Bowles plan and then added better ideas to it and passed a more comprehensive plan through the House of Representatives. So we said, here is our solution. The only way you get to common ground to fix these problems is put ideas on the table, solutions on the table, start negotiating. The president never did that. The president never offered a solution, and the Senate hasn't passed a budget in 3 years.
We're running out of time here. I have a good source that says Governor Romney may come back at you for that iPod crack. Can you confirm that?
You'll find out tonight.
It sounds like there's a developing relationship that has developed.
It is.
Although the songs haven't changed.
The songs haven't changed. You and I are the same generation. We listen to the same kind of music. He's a different generation, but the ideas are the same. The principles are the same. The kind of leadership we want to offer is the same. I'm excited that people are going to get to know this man that I've really gotten to know well. A good man, a decent man, a leader. That's what we need. We need someone to be courageous, to be honest, and to be a leader, to make decisions. That's not the kind of president we have right now. That's the kind we'll get with Mitt Romney.
You expect a big speech tonight.
I do.
Congressman, thanks so much.
Good to see you, Bret.
All right, you too.
Thanks.